did you realize your dad needed to go to therapy? In my family, we had something called Foundation Day every year on March 22nd. It wasn't like other family traditions with photo albums and fond memories. At exactly 6 p.m., we'd all go down to the basement. No lights, no electricity, just one candle. According to Dad, it was the day our ancestors founded our family homestead after surviving a brutal winter in 1874. We honored them by recreating their hardship. Dad said our ancestors huddled in caves for warmth, so we huddled on moldy wool blankets in our basement for 18 hours straight, until noon the next day. I hated every second of it. The rules were brutal. Nobody could leave the circle. We ate cold beans from cans and shared one jug of water. If you needed the bathroom, you held it. Dad said our ancestors didn't have luxuries like plumbing when they were founding our family legacy. My sister Emma always cried, but Dad would stroke her hair and tell her she was honoring great-great-grandma Marsh, who lost 3 toes to frostbite. As a kid, I was terrified. I'd sob the whole time. But Dad said that was the point. You had to feel fear to appreciate being alive. Every year he told the same stories. How the Marsh family survived when others didn't. How they stayed together in the darkness and emerged stronger. He'd count out loud sometimes. 14, 15, 16. Said it was the hours they spent in their final shelter before spring came. When I got older, I started questioning it. Why did we do this? Why were we celebrating our ancestors in such a bizarre way? I remember once, at 15, my friend Jake invited me to his family reunion, and I mentioned I couldn't go because it was almost Foundation Day. When I explained our basement ritual, his face went pale. Dude, that's seriously messed up, he said. That night I couldn't sleep. Jake's reaction played on a loop in my head. That's when I started noticing things. How Mom's hands shook when she packed the beans. How our family had 0 photos or documents about these supposed ancestors. When I asked to see family records for a school project, Dad got angry. Said I was disrespecting our heritage, but there was fear in his eyes. Real terror, like I'd threatened to burn the house down. The worst part was watching Dad during Foundation Day. Normal Dad joked around and watched football. Foundation Day, Dad sat rigid in the darkness, whispering to the walls. His breathing would get shallow and he'd clutch the candle like it might disappear. Once I heard him say, "I'm sorry," over and over until his voice went hoarse. Senior year I tried to skip it. Told them I had SAT prep that couldn't be rescheduled. Dad completely lost it. Grabbed my shoulders and shook me. "You don't understand what happens if we break the chain," he said. His eyes looked terrified. 18 hours, that's what we owe. That's what I owe. Mom pulled him off me, but I could see she was crying. Not angry tears, scared tears, the kind that made my stomach drop. I went down to the basement anyway because Dad looked so broken. Still, the obsession haunted me. Who were these Marsh ancestors really? Why all the secrecy? Last year, I got the courage to do real research. I went to the library and searched genealogy records. Nothing about a Marsh family founding anything in 1874. Nothing about cave survivors. I was about to give up when I tried searching newspaper archives instead. That's when I found it. March 22nd, 1994. Boy rescued after 18 hours, trapped in collapsed parking garage. I felt like the floor dropped out from under me. The boy was Timothy Marsh, my dad, 6 years old. The article said he'd been playing with his twin brother when the structure collapsed. He survived in an air pocket. They found him after exactly 18 hours. Dehydrated, hypothermic, but alive. There were other details in the article. I took photos with my phone, hands shaking. That night, I read through everything I'd captured. The rescue worker said it was a miracle. Air pockets that small usually run out of oxygen within hours. His twin